Hello, everybody. Hope you're doing well. It's currently 7:30 p.m. Central Time. I was almost late to stream because I was busy trying to figure out how to make a plane in perspective, or square in perspective, 2-point perspective. And I think I figured it out. I'm pretty proud of myself. I have some more math to verify, but I'm pretty sure we did it correctly. But before we talk about all that, let's get into warm up. And hopefully, yeah, our camera settings kind of stayed. It's still a bit ugly, but you guys can see better, so that's the point. But yeah, I was like in GeoGebra figuring stuff out. That is like, it's an accursed tool. It could be very annoying at times, but it's free. that's it, like, user UI experience with GeoGebra is awful. I really don't like it. It is not intuitive. But it's a free tool, and I think it's the best of its kind. The most powerful of its kind, I guess, without like being like super abstracted and difficult. And also, I realize I haven't pulled up the Drawbox website on my laptop, but we'll have a little segment where we talk about that before we get into the barrel demo. We're redoing it because I want to achieve that pure box. I can definitely understand now why we don't start with, like, starting with these two sides of a plane is stupid. Start with the horizon, and I use Drosh. I love them. They're awesome. They explain the like analytical geometry side of drawing very well. I think they call it the SP. I call it I use the SP, but I think it stands for standing point. How far the viewer is standing away from like the scene, I guess. Like the picture, they're observing it. That's how you get your like focal length, or like that radius. It's been a minute since I've watched them, and that was what I was missing. Is one, the SP, and two, that to make a square in perspective, you have a point on the SP, and then you have a 90-degree angle with two lines going from that point. So line A and line B, they're 90 degrees apart, that intersect the horizon line and create vanishing point A and vanishing point B. And that's why, oh wow, what am I doing? Wait, what? I'm like overshooting a ton. And so that's why I was like really, really lost and confused last time, and I was like trying to, I knew something had to be orthogonal or 90 degrees. I couldn't remember what specifically. But we're here. We're here to talk about it. I still need to adjust it. The tool's crap, but I'm pretty sure it works. And I need to add some more, like, I wouldn't call it error handling. It's more so like, there could be two solutions to a thing, so I need to program it in a way to handle the two solution cases. I only have it handling the one case because I was just trying to get this done before stream so I could get it to work and make sure I was understanding everything correctly, which I think I did. And it's going to be a great kind of like demo tool if I can actually get it working, because it shows what happens as the VP moves away in one direction, and how that changes the VP of the other line of the plane. I guess you could also say that, man, I'm overshooting a lot today. Let's do some planes to make up for it. Yeah, today was the last day of some of my classes. Thank goodness. It was a good semester, though, overall. Better than most, in fact. Was it still tough? Did it demand a lot? Yeah, but I need to appreciate it for what it was, not what it felt like in the immediate moment, or like, just remove the context. Was it good? Yes. And this one went by crazy fast. Crazy fast. The fastest so far. Only because it was relatively easier. But, like, things are ramping up. We're about to graduate. All these, yeah. Man, why am I overshooting so much? Yeah. And now, does this mean our execution will be any better for the barrel demo? Probably not. Maybe we'll understand squares more. And I think that's a great thing. I think having that heuristic in the back of our head is the point of learning, right? That is good. Will we apply that strategy every single time? No. But we will be able to create an approximation, right? We'll be able to be like, oh, this happens because of this. That's like why we learn how degrees work. Sure, we won't get a perfect degree, but we know that they turn and change and twist as they move through space. So knowing that a degree should change, not necessarily how much or anything, is much better than not at all, right? Because then that makes your drawings very flat. And, knowing how to draw a square in perspective is a particular case. Because what could that help you specifically with, like, degrees? Well, now we know how, that analytical part of perspective works. We can ground our scenes better. And once again, we have that heuristic of if we need something to be square, which I believe squares happen quite frequently. We'll have a basis. Now, will I use the gridding method if I ever need squares? Yes. Is there a much more intuitive technique out there for doing that? Probably. I need to slow down too. I'm like overshooting a ton. Thanks. Not our best lines today. I don't know what's going on. But other than that, I'm in the weird interim, or whatever it is, period between being done with school and having to, like, I felt this way like whenever, I finished school and they're like, okay, time to get a job or something like that. Not that like studying abroad is getting a job, but I only have 7 days of break, And so as tempted as I am to work on YouTube videos, to do something fun and interesting, like create stuff, get out of here. What the heck? Who invited you here? Eewee. I need to get the SpongeBob like stink sound effect, like the like that thing. I can't do it well, but how's it going, Bear? That's my best attempt. Bear, we learned something. I need to post it in the arts resources thing. We know how to make squares now, and it sucks. It's awful. Or we know how to make it in a non-intuitive way. And we're going to talk about it once we're done with ad break in a little bit. Oh my god, I'm going to be extra. I need like technical music like this when I describe it. I need like Talos Principle puzzle music, like beep, boop, boop, beep, beep, that type beat. Yeah, I hope your day's gone well. Every time I draw a gravel doing something stupid, I hesitate sending it. Not because I think, oh, my art is ugly, whatever. I mean, we all think like that sometimes, right? But like, I'm like, is this too unhinged? Is this too weird? And then I hit send anyways, without like coming up with an answer. Good to see a lot of American. What is that? I'm not even seeing the. Oh, okay. I thought that was like. I thought that's like a bad word. I'm not gonna lie. American coot sounds like a slur. I'm sorry. I just wanted to be safe. I don't. It's that's the name of the bird. That's the one with the weird feet. Hell yeah, they are freaky looking, but I like it. I love the red eyes. They got some big old feet. This is the American. What did you just call me? No. Man, those feet are weird. Respectfully. They look like it legit looks like seaweed. It's so cool. Hell yeah. Maybe they're like in your area because it's getting colder in other places. Unless it's cold at your place. Who knows? Maybe they're like, oh shit, Bear Mug's here. Except the feet. They look pretty neat. The like legit, their feet, like lengthwise, is 50% of their body. Maybe a little bit less. Like horizontal profile that's insane. And it looks like seaweed or like some vegetation. Why would you adapt? Why would you evolve to that? It was funny in the video that you sent. There's that mallard who's just stealing all the attention, all the camera time. I feel like it's a very mallard thing to do. Very wobbly today. Weird. You should shoot them. Wait, human couples or like duck couples? Don't shoot the duck couples. And heck, I mean, yeah, once I've accepted, I'm just gonna look weird recording like little animals and stuff. Who cares? Like couples of humans? Oh yeah, shoot them with lasers or something. I don't know. Bullets maybe. I guess today was a day to go see the birds with the significant other. Cool, cool. Oh, huge. Wait, that's cool. Is it mating season? This is December. Oh shoot, I need to put my charger on my laptop. So, we're gonna go to BRB. And I'm gonna put a charger on my laptop, and we're gonna talk about squares. This is a very important thing. Not really, but I'm excited about it, and it's gonna be cool. So, be right back, everybody. Oh, we're gonna do longer ads, by the way, because Bear's here, but also because I didn't do long ads at the start of the stream. Cool. Welcome back, everybody. So, this is going to be off the top of the dome. Actually, here, let me set everything up so we can do like a quick transition in the middle of the stream. But yeah, everything is going to be pretty off the top of the noggin. See if I can do this. There. Because I'm going to like talk about what the issue is, and then we're going to talk about how to fix it and why that's important. Oh, jeez. I'm like crouching weird. I'm like doing a squat while trying to set all this up. Thankfully, today was not leg day, so let's always be thankful that today was not leg day. Okay, cool. So we are going to talk about making a square, but a unique way of making a square. Dark mode. There we go. So typically, you start or you make a square in 2-point perspective because a square is a plane and a plane only has 2-point perspective, unless you're doing some weird stuff that I don't know about that probably exists. And here's how you typically go about it. You start with your horizon line. If I can, and this is all, you could find most of this, or like what I'm about to do immediately, on the Draw SH channel, Drosh, and everything else when we talk about my way of doing it or thinking about it, you can't find. But I used a lot of their video stuff, and they do explain it much better than I. So if my papers would stop sliding everywhere, geez. You start with a horizon. And then from your horizon, you'll have something called the standing point. This is the distance. We're going to represent it with a line for a reason. This is the distance the viewer is away from the viewing plane. So they are this far away. What this actually is, it's 3D from the horizon to you. But we project it downwards. So we have our standing point. Then we want to start making our square. So we need our vanishing points. Note how I'm making the vanishing points first. So we can do an arbitrary one somewhere over here. And we're going to draw a line to really anywhere on the standing point. We'll do a random place like right here. Now, here's the kicker, right? This is point A, or VPA, I guess I should say. We need the next VP to be 90 degrees. So we're making a 90-degree angle right here. Because this is how we do a projection for a square in 3D space. And here is our new VPB. And this actually turned out to be pretty equal, but like you could tilt A, like move this point closer to A, and it'll get further and further away. So this weirdly ended up being pretty convenient. So now I'm trying to remember because I might be missing a step here. I don't think I am. Yeah, it's just weirdly convenient. We're going to draw a horizontal line, vertical line, sorry. And an arbitrary point. This is where the closest point of the plane is to us. So we'll draw that to that VP. Draw it to this VP. Now we have to decide where the furthest point on the plane is away from us. And we'll do it back here. We'll draw to here. Oh, wow. Thanks, ruler. There goes it looking pretty. And now all we have to do is extrude it through all of these, and we have a square in perspective. Look at this right here. Yay. It's easy as that. Very easy. This was easy because we had our SP picked out in the first place. Cool. So that's how you make a square in perspective, right? Relatively easy. How do you do it, though, if you're like us, Drawbox students, who use the Y method? This gets a lot trickier. If you start, remember how we decided arbitrarily where the closest point of the plane was? What if we start with this point and then have to figure out where the VPs, the SP, and the horizon are? That gets really difficult. I'm shaking and crying. You should be. It sucks. So I'm going to do like an abridged version because the math is interesting. It's not horrible, but it's new math. It's new geometry I've never seen before, which isn't saying much. I haven't seen tons of geometry, but it was wacky. It was different. So we are going. Why is the timer up still? We are going to start with. Let's do it like this too. Actually, wait. This may be totally way too big. Yeah, this is gonna be way too big. We need to do it like really small so we can fit it on the page. I forgot. Need to be tiny, tiny, tiny. We're gonna start with a point here. The closest point to us, which is gonna be right here. And another part of the plane. So where the hell do we go from here, right? Well, we know a couple things that are going to help us. And we talked about this last stream, and we surprisingly got this right off the dome. But everything else we said was pretty... it was close to being right. It wasn't right, though. It was wrong. We know that these on the y method are on the same axis as the VP. Right? So, boom. And we know that there exists some point on this red line that creates, and we'll actually do it with the blue line. That'll make us easier. We know there's some point on the blue line that creates the back edge of the plane. So we can arbitrarily set it to wherever we want. So we'll set it right here. This is VPA, we'll call it. Oh, geez. Ink moment. That was some weird music. There we go. Okay. Here comes the really weird and difficult stuff. I may even have to open up my notes. Where are my notes? Like, just to talk about this. Okay, so what you have to do at this point, Christ, is oh my god, okay. Sorry, I'm trying to parse what I wrote down. It sucks. We are trying to figure out several things here, right? We know for a fact that this creates a 90-degree angle, right? That's one of the rules. But it goes to a distance of SP, right? This distance from the horizon. The horizon is also relative because we haven't set a point B to create a horizon through yet. Tough. And actually, I shouldn't have started with A, or the blue line. I should have started with the red line, but whatever. We don't even need that. So we have a lot of unknown variables. Where do we start? And this is trying to figure out the easiest way to say this. Do I have a ellipse guide? I should. We start with the SP, trying to figure out where the SP is, right? So we know that SP can be of a certain length, and we're going to pick an arbitrary length. And remember how I said it's from the closest point, or like we can say it's from the closest point. Oh shoot, wait. It's distance from the horizon. Yeah, who cares? I just treated the SP as this point right here from wherever our arbitrary horizon is. I just realized my math is technically wrong. Because the SP is the distance from the horizon. I'm gonna cry. I mean, SP is arbitrary, so whatever. So yeah, it is some distance equally away from the closest point to us. So it could be any one of these points on this green circle. Where do we go from there? Well, we also know that it has to create a 90-degree angle with any line from A, right? And so this is another free variable. We can choose whatever we want. So we could like choose it be right here, for example. Hey, let's do right here, actually. That's nicer. And so now we need to create a right angle with this, and it clearly doesn't go. We should have used a bigger one. But yeah, ideally, we would have drawn a right angle, and that's where VPB is, but it's, it should have gone over there because our circle was too small. Anyways, that was a kind of shitty demo. Who cares? Let's actually talk about a better demo. Wrong button. Here we go. So yeah, this is the actual math, and I just realized, yeah, the SP... the SP technically, but yeah, this is our radii. Here's the edges of our plane, our square plane. Yeah, it's arbitrary, I think. It does make me lose some confidence. But we can see a cool demo here. So as the B line gets smaller, right, what happens? This VP should start moving closer. It doesn't. Dude, I'm so mad. Why does that not happen? I'm shaking and I'm crying. Bear said it right. She predicted this. Is that really? Yeah, that does go there. Because my math is saying it shouldn't make a difference. So maybe we're wrong. Maybe we're very wrong here. It would only change it if the SP moved. But also, I'm doing my SP over here, when ideally it should be on the opposite side. Why would making a side longer change the VP or not? Well, because that changes the angle that VPA comes at. Because like this doesn't feel square. VPA would need to like get much closer. Or maybe because like I did all of this making a VPA set like in stone. So maybe only... Maybe B shouldn't be messed with. I thought I had it. Ugh. But I think, one, my SP being incorrect is an issue. And then also I think... Why would the angle appear... Or wait, no, that's not a free variable. Yeah, I think I have this flipped, because I treated this as the closest point, but I think this should be the closest point if the horizon's right here. Or, no, yeah, so yeah. The SP should be over here, which that's just another solution. It's... I think negative angle... Or, no, I could just use this intersection. If I use that intersection, what happens? Where did I define that? Yeah, so if I just use the next intersection, what happens? This could explode and I'll cry. Yep, it exploded. Why? I got the F segment. Who cares? Okay, well, I think we're a step closer to understanding how to make a square. But see how difficult, how much it sucks to work backwards? I hate it. I'm gonna take a sip of water real quick, and then we're gonna return to the to the actual demo. It's tough, man. It's so tough. Ah. And the thing that makes me the most upset, other than sucking at math, the thing that makes me the most upset is the fact that I can Google this and there's no answers. And I know that's like a weird complaint. What brought me to this math experiment? Because I thought I understood how to make a square plane in perspective by eyeballing it. But there was always something that nagged me in the back of my brain that was like, wait, no, that doesn't make sense. And so I was like, why? Why? Specifically when, let's say we have two lines of a plane, the closest lines to you, and then we're going to call them line A and line B. If line A is longer than line B, should the VP for line A be closer to it or further away? And there's no correct answer for that. Or I don't expect you to. There is a correct answer. I just don't expect you to answer it. But yeah, and that's something that puzzled me. Sadly, I am not the sharpest pencil, but I like exploring. So yeah. But hey, we're regardless going to continue our efforts. Where's Drawbox lesson 6? There we are. Looks like Firefox changed their history setting. I was going into my history to try to find the picture of the barrel. Africa. So yeah, next for the new math. It's weird because you can't define a horizon until the other VP is found. So the horizon would just be any line that goes through VPA and intersects the B axis, the VPB axis, and then the VP is also any. So you technically don't even need the SP, don't you? It is the line. Oh, no, because there's plenty of points where a 90-degree angle could exist on the SP line. So you need something to constrain that point. Never mind. Yeah, so whatever. There's too many free variables. I need to work it out. But for now, we're just going to draw what we can and do it to the best of our ability. That's all we can do. So our mini experiments have made us learn that we can actually draw quite large here, but the problem with drawing large is if we don't high foreshortening, then that means we need a VP super far away, which is, yeah, no duh. But I never considered that. I just wanted to draw large, and so that messed me up a ton. So we want to work more towards the center of the page vertically. We're going to have our closest point to the top of the barrel here. Oh, okay, never mind. I know this is extra, leave me alone. Ah, oh my god. Cool. That math was fun though. Like the last stream and this one, figuring it out, scratching my head. Dude, what a wonderful little thing to do. It's fun to figure that stuff out. And it's itching my brain. Like it's there. Mocking me. I see it in like the things I'm drawing right now. Because as we define the top of the box that we're going to use to represent the barrel, the question in my head is, I also drew this too high on the page, but I don't care at this point. Is this too long? Because our whole thing is like, okay, well, the next line that we draw representing the line kind of facing us should it be longer or shorter than this? And if it's shorter, yet it needs to be square, that means it needs to foreshorten more, which therefore the VP needs to be closer, which I think is intuitively correct. But then like it doesn't end up happening that way. So this is a little close to 2.75, and I want it to be longer, so this one is more foreshortened, and I'm okay with foreshortening it a little bit more than I should. So I'll make this 3 inches. 1, 2, 3. Or do I want to do that? See, if this were me like drawing this on my own, I'd be using grid ink. Somehow, some way. Or like some advanced secret technique that Marshall Vandriff probably only knows and is going to take to his grave. That's such a cool little thing about about freaking art, is there's cool hidden like little techniques everywhere. Only known to certain people or like exercised in certain schools. Both get the right same right answer, but only certain people use certain ones. I just realized I'm using the wrong side of the ruler. That causes the marks. Math is math, you know. You can only write the quadratic formula one way, and you're kind of psychotic if you try. Are there other ways than the quadratic formula of finding two intersection points, or just solving for two? That like algebra level, not like. Isn't it like a Riemann sum, whatever it's called? I remember in Cal 2 when I learned about summations and that anything can be approximated with them, I was like, holy crap, and then I forgot all of it. I love summations though. That was my only part of Calc 2 that I liked. Okay, so should we make this line longer? Yes, I say so. And we'll live with that mistake if that was not the correct choice. Okay, let's make a square. So, this line is shorter. The VP should be closer than this one. The VP for this one should be very far away. I'm going to start with defining this VP because then we just know that this one over here needs to be closer. This one, I want it to be like this. Very far away, like this. Now we have to be careful because if this one's super far away, then that means we need to recreate it. Wow, that's very far away for this one. So that means that one's going to be even more far away. So we do something like this. I don't learn how to do the grackle noises. Would that make me more weird? Yeah. Would I care? Not really. Make some funky noises. People are like, why do you like grackles? They're trash birds, which I don't disagree. They are trash birds. I see them in the dumpsters a lot. I get it. Oh, yeeks. But like, I don't know. I've chosen to like something so common and like specific to my area, even though they're all over the US. Very specific to my area. They're well known in my area. So it just kind of reminds me of home. And like, now that I like something that's so common, I get like a little hit of dopamine every time I hear a crackle. I'm like, yeah, that's my guy. Like, imagine if you loved trees and then you walk into a forest. It's of course not the same, but you consider yourself quite happy. So this is a line parallel. So if we work our way in to something like this, well, that feels square. Now it feels like this line is too long. So if this line is too long, that means this VP, if we... I hate this game. I played it during cylinders and I still feel like I have the wrong answer. If this line is too long, that means we need to move the VP further away and keep this one constrained, because that means relative to this one, This VP has moved further away. But that's the problem, because we wanted this VP to be closer in the first place. But I guess when this one is so, like, crazy far away, crazy style, that one has to even be further. So that means we need to move it right here. Does that fix it? It kind of does. But I want to actually do this. Move it in just a little bit. I'm going to do it right here. Been pretty heavy with the ballpoint today. I'm not too fond of that, but was this square? Let's see, guys. That feels pretty square. I'm happy with that. It looks ugly right here. It's a bit bleak, but that's all right. Now for the rest of the barrel, because I forgot we're drawing a barrel. It doesn't seem this long, so I don't want much foreshortening at all, which is an issue because it's a long line. So if we were to perfectly bring it over, it'd be like this. I've been thinking of making a Python script so every time like I start the timer or like press a button on my new streamer pad that I haven't created yet, it just timestamps where we are, and then I could just go in the description because I manually go through the video. But now if I just had a timestamp button, which I think StreamerBot actually has an action for that, so I just need to bind it, which would be pretty freaking epic. Holy moly, this VP's far away. Dude. I can't really ruler this anymore. I have to approximate it. That's still... Holy crap. Okay, so yeah, the VP, let's just call it really frickin' far away. That's the best boy could do. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Oh wait, we could do it like this just to be extra. And then, like, I don't have any more room on my desk, I don't think. Holy. If Uncomfortable saw this, he's like, what the hell is this student doing? It's still not long enough. Are you crazy? This is unreal. Okay, well, okay, I don't know how to remain accurate or like, oh, you know, approximate this correctly. Once again, this is where like if I was at, actually, I could probably ask Discord right now and be like, guys, let's see if it's going this far away. I usually like eyeball, like with my actual eyes, where the VP goes. But this is just going to be off of vibes, which I'm not totally cool with, but you know? Country girls make do. That sucks. I don't like that. I jive with this. I've never heard this song before. It's kind of goofy. Shout out Lana Rain. Oh, here we go. Okay. It's getting a bit less silly. I'm HO. I'm kind of upset that I don't have a Discord checkpoint or whatever they called it. Because I turned off data privacy, but I'm not turning it back on. And I think it's like too late. If I turn it back on and then it's like, oh, guess what? We have your checkpoint. I was like, you're recording the data anyways? Like, what? What does that mean? How about we turn on data share collection, but you don't give it to anybody. You just do it for the checkpoint. I'd vibe with that. Yeah. But if it did, then that's a huge red flag, right? Also, I just realized this is not square. Whatever. I don't care. It's like a carrot. Okay, so if this is like this, that means all lines over here need to be a little bit more parallel to this. And since this is like here, we're going to go halfway. And then bring it back. This is how I'll approximate things. I like guesstimating the slopes. I'm doing the rest with vibes. I hate it. I hate it. I hate doing it like this, but whatever. Yeah, none of the VPs are close at all. That does not feel right. That is not going to make a square at all. I may have to return to like closer VPs because this is a bit unobtainable. And just like a smaller barrel, which is not what I wanted to do. Oh, okay. But that just ain't right. That's... Let's say it's right here. Does that feel better? I wish you guys could see my expression right now. What? Like, what? Brother. Okay, that feels a... No, it doesn't. It doesn't at all. Oh yeah, let's do one where we actually... It's smaller. It just has to be smaller. There's no way I can do this. And like have accurate VPs without it being smaller. Which I hate drawing small for these assignments, but it is what it is. In fact, wait. Let's look at our like initial one. Where even is that? Look at my scanner. Yeah, this was the one that we messed up. It now has like markings all over it somehow. Yeah, much smaller. How long were these edges? Those still 3 inches? Quite high. I just was that much more okay, don't be scared of foreshortening, I guess. Past Kavel was cracked. You guys ever get the feeling the first time you draw something, it's the best and you can never recreate it? I'm not sure if that's just like a psyching myself out thing or what, but I feel like that happens a lot. Okay, this time, yeah, just make the VPs closer. That's the goal. Is there like a reason behind that? I never know why, but it seemed consistent. Their older stuff? I don't think I've ever done that with my older stuff, but definitely like, oh, let me try that again. Let me try that again. And then I like gambling, gambling meta. This demo's breaking my mind. Sick and freaking twisted mind. Full of boxes. Twisted freaking psychopath. Square time. Okay, how foreshortened do I want to make this? Let's get it like the very. Oh, Bear, how is your animation task going along? Or has that started yet? I apologize for not remembering. That side's too long. That side's still too long. Mm-hmm. It feels okay. Uh, too long that direction. Brick. Whatever. I just realized I've been muted this whole time. How long have I been muted? Dude. Dude. Oh, Christ. Kavel, you're awfully quiet tonight. Nah, don't worry. Bear, one question I asked, I was like, oh, maybe she's gone, or she just wanted to say, which of course you don't have to respond, but how is your animation thing going? I'm gonna crash out with the ellipse that I have to draw for this. I want to like 3D print an ellipse guide. An ellipse big enough for this. Okay, this VP is much closer. In fact, it's only been my third, but I think it's going well. I didn't do anything yesterday because I had bad sleep, but currently doing studies right now. Heck yeah, good stuff. What's your favorite part been so far? What's something that you're proud of? This is so extra. With the fact that I'm not pressuring myself to be perfect, just doing what I think is best at the moment. Huge. Very good. I need to do some of that with Dropbox. Was this like our 60th attempt or something? Ook. I gotcha. Consider that a big win, learning more of what your schedule or your preferred schedule is. It's such a shame that we have to spend like most of our lives just trying to figure out who we are and the ways we like doing things. But hey, at least eventually we get it. Takes a lot of freaking failing to get there, though. Excuse my language. This music is so beep boop. Oh, wait, I figured out a neat little way to approximate. We just put a dot in the center, like down here, so now we have a line to work with. And then we can go right here and notice that that's too far away. So we move our VP closer. Nice. I'm despising how rectangular this is. It's turning more rectangular the more I look at it. How? Whatever, we're gonna commit. Bleh. It's a gross feeling, but what's the guy gotta do? Gonna do? The extendo ruler. Uncomfortable hates this one simple trick. That was my guess, that close. Dang, what? Huge. It seems crazy rectangular, but bleh. Well, live? Question mark. I think we messed up big time. I would just have a feeling. No, never mind. Cool. So extra. Thank you for checking. It's funny, like, how just terrible I am at checking if I'm muted or not, that I create a mute icon just for this to still happen. pretty impressive. Dang, nice guess. Actually, it wasn't a guess. I got 2 of the VPs, and since I've been very accurate with the ruler, everything tends to click into place. Nah, backline feels off. We're gonna commit. Okay, huge. Oh, it's so not square, dude. Whatever. It's a demo. It's a demo, Cav. Just keep telling yourself that. Let's see. Uncomfortable immediately subdivides. So we'll subdivide. Technically, once we subdivide one side, we can subdivide all of them. Or I get the midline of one, we could get the midline of all. So now we just have to find a midline somewhere. And we can extrapolate it to all sides. So I'm going to choose this one because this is the VP I'm most accurate with. I lied. There. And boom. There's our midline. We'd actually do this one as well. And the top one. No. Because we don't have the cross section in there, so or whatever it's called. The X's through it. But yeah, now that we have this, we have a point. We have a point that forms a line, so we don't have to check it. We're faster. We're learning. We're getting better. Dirty water. I love Alan. I love Alan so much. Dirty brown water. We do need. Is that the science guy? No, it's just the red guy. Who also kind of looks like a bird. And like I would have loved his character if he was designed any other way too. Red guy, smiling friends, red guy. With the long nose. Yeah. He talks like this. No, like this. I don't know. Can't get a. Oh wait, yeah, we didn't need that point either. Whoa, we're gangster. Holy. We do need it for here though. I don't think there's any midline there. There's crows in the background of this song. You guys can't hear it though, because it's quiet. Quite quiet. It's crazy how crow calls are literally everywhere in media. And I've only started picking up on them because I used like over the summer I just woke up to them every morning, which I'm not complaining. It was a great wake up call. I'm not joking. Because they would never caw at my window. It would be very rare. Oh, and no, when the babies would feed, but that was only for a while. They grew out of that. And typically, the baby would wait on the roof while the mom picked out peanuts from the. I could still hear them. My sister could hear them sometimes more than me, and she would complain. And she's also scared of birds. So, rip. Sucks to suck. I could almost understand being scared of birds, but like they're this. I mean, until you get to like the high tier birds, you know, the freaking like harpy eagle or stuff. Birds are such zero damage freaking creatures. A cockatiel, if you've ever been bitten by a cockatiel, it takes a lot and a very like specific thing for it to actually hurt. I've never been hurt by my cockatiel ever. Maybe when you get to like the bigger domestic birds, like, you know, African gray or something. Or like parrots, I can't imagine. I've never had a parrot, but I could be like, no, a parrot can never hurt. Crow, maybe. Still. Okay, let's do the lower box. The lower box, I'm going to assume. I can't really see how. Okay, so Uncomfy did it arbitrarily, so we'll do it arbitrarily. Do you feel like it's quite wide? We'd go about right here. Methinks. It's like a third. Do it right here. There's a very thick line dot. Oops. Yeah, with mirroring, we don't have to draw the line every time. That was a lesson from last. Now that we have a line here, we can mirror it again. Look at all these little techniques stacking up. Very cool, very neat. Now, due to human error, this very well could be wrong, so I do want to double check it. Even though the techniques should have went well, I just want to... Is this Hotline Miami music? No. There's like a tiny synth happening in the background. It really kind of reminds me of one of the motifs from Hotline Miami. Yeah, I was only a little bit off. Here, give me a quick second. I'll be right back, guys. We're back. Let's get it. I love the live formed OST. It's so great. Or no, Fastfall? Dust Force. Why are there 3 names? The song is called It's Not Supposed to Be Something. It's by Lifeformed. It has the word Fastfall in there. But it says Dust Force OST. So maybe it's like a Fastfall DLC. I love that my new, or like the recently new Stream Boo thing catches somewhat like I bought every stream. It's doing its job so well. Okay, and it's not very tall. I'm gonna guess probably about right here. I don't know why I've been itching to make a video game. Guys, I'm not sure if anyone's here. Don't let me make a video game until I finish the lesson videos. At least 3, 4, and 5. Now I'm probably going to be done with those videos, or like I'm going to be done with those videos before I finish lesson 6, but yeah. I need to be responsible. Finish what I start. Or like finish what I fart, dude. My bad. I want to go to a ramen shop. Or like I want to get pho. I want to get pho so bad. I'm going out with some friends tomorrow night. And we're not getting pho. I'm not complaining about the place we're getting, but we're not getting pho. It's cold and it's rainy and it's dreary. That weather was literally made for pho. Also, I didn't buy that many groceries this week because I just skipped some of my groceries on accident. I forgot. And I'm hungry all week. And I'm thinking about food all day. Ooh, heck yeah. So remember last time we have a sanity check. Oh shoot, so yeah, this line is going to be very almost parallel to that line. So we could actually establish this plane. Oh look, we can now use this as a very quick test to see where RVP is accurate. Not really actually, because it's not a long enough line. Hold it, buddy. I always think this is the Telos Principle song. Okay, wait. Hear this motif, right? I'm gonna play the Telos Principle theme, and you judge. Here, wait. Hopefully, it doesn't give me the verse one. I'm not finding it. Whatever. We may find it. I swear, I've heard it from Telos Principle though. We'll figure it out. We can listen to some Telos Principle music now though. It's all beep boop music at the end of the day. Beep boop beep bop beep boop boop. No swearing. My bad, sorry. Did I swear? What did I say? I'm actually what did I say? Oh shoot. Okay, my bad. I need to be better. Stupid. I need to pull up that picture of the deer. I love that picture. I need to like make an album for reaction pictures on my phone, and that needs to go in there. The amount of times I've said something and then people like respond to it in chat and I'm like, what? What are you talking about? It's a bit worrying. I'm gonna double check this line, but I'm feeling pretty good about it. It makes sense. Yeah. It's surprising that I remembered the context of what I just said there. Like if you were in a conversation with someone and like you say something, they wait approximately like 5 seconds and then they're like, sorry, what? After they've just said something to you, I'd be like, you good? I think they're high. Then I would call the police. I'd type 911 on my phone and was like, dude, it's obvious you're high. You, the viewer, we know you're high right now, dude. It's obvious. Your eyes are so red. Do I need to call your parents? I'm the best trip sitter. I love trolling high people. It's the only joy I get out of being around people who are like either drunk or high. Just messing with them. Why do I need drugs when I can mess with people on drugs? There. Okay, we learned our lesson last time. Can approximate this point relatively, not easily, but easier than a normal box. Now I'm not gonna lie, after I said it, like I'm going out with my friends tomorrow to get food, I'm just thinking about that food right now. Oh yeah, also we're gonna have like should we do, let's do a 3 o'clock stream? 3 p.m. CET? CST? Are we CST right now or are we CT? Time change happened, I never remember. Time change sucks. Give me what, change the time to whatever gives me the most daylight and keep it that way forever. What kind of food? Tacos. My favorite taco place. I'm going to get my favorite taco, which is chicken, pico, cheddar jack cheese, fried avocado, bacon, and I think it's like Cholula Ranch. And then I may get a seafood taco. I'm not sure what kind. And then a big ol' soda, because I have no impulse control when it comes to soda. And I think I have chips in... I wonder if we're going to eat there, because I have chips at my apartment. I think I have salsa. I'm not going to say what restaurant it is, but there's a restaurant near me that, in my opinion, has better salsa than my favorite taco restaurant, which sucks. Because, like, that restaurant, let's call it Restaurant A. Restaurant A is not, like, authentic Mexican food. So maybe that's the thing, I like authentic salsa. Like, I've had it before. Like, not just, like, the canned stuff, like a homemade, really good stuff. I don't know, I like this one better. There's some places, man, in my hometown, there's some taco shops, they don't understand how much cilantro should go in there. Like it's very rare that I hate salsa so much that I don't have it. That's the only place, because it just tastes like cilantro. Be better. Ruining my salsa experience. Kavel salsa crash out. And I hope it's going to be sunny. Or like not rainy, because I want to eat outside, even though it's a bit chilly. Dude, how far is this line? Tell me now or the bird gets it. If we ever make like a Kavel plushie, I don't think that'll ever happen. I don't think we're going to get to that level, but if we do, first person to send me a video of them blending it gets like $100 or something. I don't know. Probably not. But maybe. I'll give first person to blend their gravel plush, like send a video to me of them blending it, gets a free one back. Signed by me, I guess. I don't know. My signature's not worth anything. I'll try to get it like signed by someone important. And then I'll just give you 2 gravel plushies back. You blend one, you get 2. But only the first person who does it. The second person who blends a gravel plush, I send anthrax in their mail. So like, you gotta be quick. You gotta upload that video to like Instagram or Twitter or whatever and send it to me fast and hope that you're the first person. Wait, why am I measuring it off of that? Oh, and I'll mail both of the packages. And dude, I sound like I'm gonna do something horrible. I'm actually not gonna. Holy crap! Should not commit to that bit too hard. U.S. Postal Service. I will not mail anything dangerous. Maybe it's Talos Principle 2 soundtrack. Maybe that's where I'm getting that vibe from. Yep. That ended up pretty freaking okay. We'll call it there. Yay! We learned from last time and did better. It's still freaking rectangular though, and it makes me mad, but whatever. Cool. So we're gonna call it there, everybody. Ooh, scary music. Whoa. Okay. Yeah, I need a better song to do outro. It's too much. Cool. I think this one's actually like super intense. Whatever. So yeah, thank you guys for joining. We learned a lot. We learned how bad Kavel is at math and making squares. But for now, we'll continue with this demo. It's not like we're being graded on it. Just so once again, thank you guys very much for joining me tonight. Thank you, Bear. And we'll probably be streaming maybe around 3 or 4 tomorrow. I have to decide. But yeah, so once again, thank you guys, and I cannot wait to see you guys tomorrow. Bye for now.